Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our championship review and reaction to round 4. And yes, it's my birthday. So it's got to be a great show, whatever happens. I think we're going to have a visitor as well because everybody keeps asking. Shall we say hello? Thank you, Shay.
She's a bit grumpy.
Grumpy. Mwah. There you go. Oh, she's going to scream straight down there.
Oh, dear.
Say hello to Shaylee. Oh, baby. It's okay. I think she wants some feed. Say hello to Enid.
Oh.
Shh. Can you see yourself? You probably can't. It's too far away. There we go. Right, I'm going to pass her back to Shaylee.
Oh, I know.
And we're going to start the show. There you go.
Fun.
Thank you, darling. You've met my daughter now. There she is. Darling, how old is she? Like 9 days?
Yeah.
9 days old now. There we go. Right. Anyway, should we get into this championship review and reaction for round 4, the end of a 3-game week, the first 3-game week of the season? I think we're going to have some very, very happy Birmingham fans, West Brom and Fulham fans again, Coventry, Cardiff maybe. I think we're going to have some very, very unhappy Forest, Millwall, Sheffield United fans as well. We will get into it imminently. As ever, we'll go through all 12 games. We're going to go from top down to bottom. Hopefully, we can get a little bit of Q&A done at the end, providing I don't waffle too much. So with that being said, let's move on. We'll get to your comments in just a second. Let me know you can see me, hear me loudly, clearly. Go and say hello over in the comments. Before we get into the meat of the show, let's say a big thank you to good old Russ, who sent me a birthday card. Bless him. What a lovely guy. Was a forward, now a friend, currently on loan to the Premier League for a year. You can hear more about Russ's side, Norwich, on Dearly Departed, which I think we'll do tomorrow. I'm going to have the rest of the day off. Why the hell not? Thank you, as ever, to Russ for being our sponsor. Over here, should we have a little run through the championship scores from round 4? And then we'll get into each and every one of those games. It was Friday night, Bristol City 0, Swansea 1. Then on Saturday in the early kickoff, QPR 2, Barnsley 2. Then in the 3 p.m s, Blackburn 1, West Brom 2. Bournemouth 2, Blackpool 2. Cardiff 3, Millwall 1. Coventry 2, Reading 1. Derby 0, Borough 0. Fulham 2, Hull 0. Luton 0, Birmingham 5. Preston 1, Peterborough 0. Sheffield United 1, Huddersfield 2. And Stoke 1, Forest 0. We're going to go first to Fulham Hull. Let me just say hi to, oh God, a million comments in here. Russell, what a legend. Get yourself a pint, a toast to your birthday. Thank you, sir. I'll toast to that. I've got red hot, white hot, bright, dark coffee. There we go. Oof, thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes in here. Shall I just say thank you to all of them? And thank you for all saying hello to Enid. Bless. There we go. Sorry. There's about 500 comments there, and I can't put them all up. Thank you all for your birthday wishes. There's literally tens of them coming in. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. One more. Lee, birthday pint, just not a Norwich Lecanzai, Russ. I drink to both of you. Thank you very, very much. Very, very kind. Thank you again for all of the birthday wishes. God, I'm old. Should we put the light on, actually? I didn't think we'd need to today, would we? There we go. It's gone a little bit more dull. We'll put the light on. Right. Let's get into this. I'm far too informal today, aren't I? Fulham 2, Hull 0. Get your comments in the chat. Fulham 2, Hull 0. Fulham looking really good, aren't they? Winning again. And the two main men, Carvalho and Mitrovic, on the score sheet doing the business. Get your comments in on this one. Fulham 2, Hull 0. Anyone was at the game, raise your hand as well in the chat. We'd really, really love to hear from you. Fulham, Gazaniga in goal. Tete, Adrabio, Ream and Robinson. Seri starts again with Onuma in central midfield. Wilson still suspended. Kibano, the brilliant Carvalho. We can start addressing him like that, I think, now. And Cavaliero off. Mitro up top for Hull. Third straight defeat. Let me know, you worried about Hull now? We were so excited with the opening day of the season. Problematic ever since for the Tigers. Ingram in goal. Coyle, Bernard, Greaves, Elder, Smith, Smallwood. Still no Wilkes, which is problematic. Williams, Doherty, Lewis, Potter and McGuinness. Keep comments in on Fulham looking really good and Hull just tailing off a little bit. Here are the goals. And, I mean, look, if you're going to let Fulham score past you at Craven Cottage, don't let it be Mitrovic on the edge of the 6-yard box with a corner, a free header from a corner early on in the game. You've got to make them work harder than that. They're going to be scoring tons of goals this season anyway. Mitro has 3 now. He is off and running. Remember, 26 is his total from 19-20, although Ivan Toney decided to put everybody on notice with 31 last season. So would you bet against him? 3 and 4 so far for Mitro. And how good is Carvalho? He does it again. And I think that's his 3rd of the season as well from that number 10 position. And I think goals in each of his last 3 games. And that was all Fulham needed in this one. Keep comments coming in on this one. We will get to them. I mean, look, often it's not as obvious as you think, but SofaScore always lights up green, who has got the better stat, and blue. And just look at the green all the way down the side. I don't need to read all of them, but, sort of 15 shots to 8 and 6 on target to 3 and 2 big chances to 0. It's a comprehensive win for Fulham, again, who are top of the league on goal difference. They'll have to thank Ben Brereton Diaz for a goal in a game that we're going to talk about in a minute that put them on the top. Hull, 3 straight defeats. And if you look at the for and against there, they scored all 4 of their goals in that first game. So the next 3 games is played 3, won none, drawn none, lost 3, 4-0 against 6. So Hull need to turn that round. Let's get some comments on Fulham 2, Hull 0. Let's say, oh, goodness me. There's lots of birthday pints coming in. Let's just do them first because that's so kind. David, thank you so much. John, he's a happy. We get some happy Blues fans in here today, aren't we? John, thank you. And Alex. And these are guys that have all contributed before. So that's very, very kind indeed. Ben, thank you, you legend. There's CM Punk there. He's been trending on my Twitter all weekend, hasn't he? Might as well make it a night of it with no fun. So kind. Thank you so much. Really, really kind. Kieran, good. We'll go to a Hull fan first. Horrible at defending set pieces. Yeah, you don't want to be handing Fulham one within 10 minutes or whatever it was. Also helped that all our centre-backs around 20 need an experienced defender. I agree, Kieran. We were saying that actually at the start of the season. Carvalho could walk into any Premier League team. He looks so good, doesn't he? Carvalho and a scoring Mitro. Can't see anything but auto for Fulham. Richard, squad's 100 million. Hull one. There's the deal in the Championship, isn't it? The haves and the have-nots. You are not wrong for sure. Right. Shall we move on? We'll just read that one from Danny. Seri was impressive on Saturday. And Gisa is, surely, Danny, Fulham fans, one of those is going to be sold. Surely before the window closes. Alfonso, thank you so much. This is really, really so kind. Thank you for all these. We'll drink to all of them. All these birthday tips. Thank you very, very much. You are a wonderful set of people. Not just for the birthday tips, but just generally. Let's move on to Blackburn 1, West Brom 2. And West Brom are just going great guns. And I suppose you can parlay the timing of their first goal, which was so close to the start of the game. You can sort of parlay that into their good form. They're so confident, aren't they? West Brom win a game. Blackburn 1, West Brom 2. Remember, Blackburn were on 7 points, I think, weren't they? We'll check the table in a minute before this one. But West Brom, are we going to get another Norwich-Watford? 2 teams on 90 points with year one parachute money. They're up there, Fulham and West Brom so far. Sheffield United aren't. We'll talk about them later. For West Brom, Johnston, O'Shea, Bartley, Clark, Furlong, Townsend, Livermore, Mowat, Robinson, Phillips in for Dean, Garner, and Grant. Already looks settled. You know what the strategy is. You know what the game plan is. And it's winning football at the moment for the Baggies. Get your comments in on this one, by the way, guys. Both sides, Blackburn and West Brom. And let me know. Put your hand up if you're at the game as well. Let me know. Kaminsky in goal for Rovers. Carter, Lenihan, Ayala, Pickering. Ruffwell, Travis, Buckley, Brereton, Diaz. And Leighton Clarkson, I think it's first start in on loan. Is he the new Harvey Elliott? Harvey Elliott started for Liverpool, didn't he? Goodness me. Sam Gallagher up top for Rovers. Now, we're going to have a fun debate on goal of the round. Just store this one in your head. What a strike by Alex Moa. The still doesn't do it justice. That ball is dropping out of the sky. And left-footed player on the volley from 18 yards. Who else would you want other than Moa? I'm sure there's a few people who'll shout out for, but great strike by Mowat. And then I could have scored that one. Matt Phillips sticking the tap in over the line. Good work by Carl and Grant in the build-up. All of the people who are playing up top for West Brom are contributing, aren't they? Fantastic stuff. And here is yet another goal for Ben Brereton Diaz as he goes through. And there's a mistake in the build-up to this one, isn't it? And he taps that one in. 3 goals for him now. Although he's not the league's top scorer because we've got to go to Cardiff to find that unlikely player. But not unlikely was another win for West Brom. I mean, look at the numbers, for Christ's sake. 23, 11 shots on target, 7 big chances to 2. Oh, my God. They are creating so many chances and scoring so many. We've already got 11 goals in 4 games. If they score 4 in the next, they're averaging 3 per game, which is just going to be totally unstoppable, isn't it? Incredible sort of numbers there from West Brom. You can see they are up in second. Can't quite catch Fulham yet, but yeah, looking very, very good. Blackburn, I'm sorry, that's still a good start for Rovers, isn't it? 7 points in 4. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying in the comments. Let's have a little scroll down here. Mowat's goal, second. Yeah, we're going to have that debate later, Sloth, I think. Interesting results of my Twitter poll about that. Didn't go the way I thought it would. Mickey Kaminsky kept it low scoring. We should have had 6 or 7. The numbers intimate that. Ben, awful defending to start the game. Oh, never forget the Diaz, Luke. I'm going to leave a gap, though, just to make my point every time. John, Baggies have it all. Pace, power, quality. Big and strong. They'll take some stop. And they have started amazingly, haven't they? Just like Fulham, West Brom looks so strong. Parachute payment teams again look the likeliest. But then again, Blades. Yeah, they are the outlier at the moment, aren't they? Indeed. Right. Shall we move on? And yeah, I want to hear from Nottingham Forest fans. I want to hear from Stoke fans as well, especially about this brilliant goal that they scored. It was Stoke 1, Forest 0. I don't know what the bigger story is. Stoke scored total football goal and are third in the division, or Forest are terrible and have 0 points. What is going on there? I thought Chris Hughton was going to sort this out by now. Get your comments in again. Hands up if you were at the game. Stoke 1, Forest 0. Forest are bottom. Stoke are third. There are your teams. Bursic in goal. Ostergaard, Suter, Wilmot. We like that back 3. Smith, Timon, Vrancic, Allen and Klukas. No Powell. Didn't need him. Brown and Fletcher up top. Still waiting for Tyrese Campbell as well. Can you make an argument that Campbell and Powell are their 2 best players? They weren't there and they still won. Stoke continue to make me look stupid with all my predictions and observations about them. I can't win, basically, when it comes to Stoke. Samba in goal for Forest. A first start for Finn back at right back. Figueiredo, McKenna, Bong. Yates, Cafu, Zinkernagel, Yao Carvalho starts. Who would have thought in August 2021 he's starting? Myton, Lyle, Taylor up top for Forest. And look, let's all take a minute. I know we've got our rivalries here, but can we all appreciate a stupendously good goal by Stoke? It really doesn't do it justice. That is Josh Timman arriving on the ball. But it's a brilliant move out on the floor, played around the fullbacks, not just for possession's sake. They work it out and then in. It's to Klukas, I think, narrow midfield position. Then the passing speeds up. It goes out to Smith, all forward passes, all first time. Smith inside. Then Stephen Fletcher and Jacob Brown turn into Dwight York and Andy Cole with the old step over whip around. But does Stephen Fletcher play it back to Jacob Brown? No. He backheels it the other direction. Vrancic runs on. The Forest defence are done by this passing. And then there's a huge gap for Josh Timman to run in. Vrancic, Timman, first time. It's a brilliant goal. I don't know where that came from. I thought Stoke scored crosses in for Stephen Fletcher and Nick Powell for sure. But apparently not. Sorry, I got electric hair by the look of it. There we go. And an electric goal by Stoke. Take a bow for that one. And we'll talk about the Moet Timman debate in goal of the round later on. Let's have a look at the numbers. As you can imagine, Houghton versus O'Neill, you would think would be tight. It's not. Look at that. No shots on target for Forest. Poor. 11 shots, 5 on target for Stoke. 2 big chances to 0. I say viable win. Let me know what you say if you were at the game. Particularly, and Stoke, I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. Undefeated, 10 points. They're up there with the 2-year parachute leaders, Fulham and West Brom. They're scoring great goals. Like the look of the back three. Squad looks good. I won't get carried away because they've let me down and finished 16th, 15th, 14th before. Speaking of let down, Forest fans, what's going on? 4 straight defeats. This is how they started last season, and we know that facilitated a change in charge. Lamucci out, Houghton in. 0 points is 0 points. I don't need to add any hyperbole to that number at all. Wow. Let's have a look here. Timman for Barcelona. Sorry, Stoke has to be goal of the week. Tyrese back in October. If they're looking good then and Campbell comes back in, who's been, numbers-wise, Campbell's been the best player in terms of creating and scoring chances. Interesting. That goal Stoke scored is nothing short of brilliant. Goal of the season contender already. What a goal. Shocked at Forest. You can't see much wrong with the side, but simply aren't turning up. When off form, Stoke is not a side. When off form, Stoke is not a side you want to play. Forest are only losing by the odd goal. That's probably the only saving grace here that you feel it could turn around. Much as I dislike Stoke, you've got to hand it to them looking good for a change. John, we, Forest, are truly awful right now, but is yet another managerial... That's the question, isn't it? Is a managerial change going to help? I'm not sure it is, although Mark very accurately points out the next game is against Darby. So, goodness me. Sloth was there. Good. Forest came and part of the double-decker. The keeper got booked for time wasted in the 60th minute. Result was never in doubt. Goal of the week. Winner. Love it. Stoke thought they were Barcelona from 10 years ago for the moment. Yeah, sensational. Brilliant stuff from Stoke. Round of applause to Michael O'Neill, who I've evidently mischaracterised as a pragmatic defensive manager. There we go. One from Stephen quickly. Wilmot and Ostigard, brilliant additions, agreed. Timman and Brown have improved immeasurably. The thought of Campbell coming back is mouthwatering. Forest were dire. Again, no Campbell for about the last year. No Powell as well. So bodes well for Stoke, doesn't it? Right. Thank you for all your comments. Sorry, we will get on to the next one. People are asking about Birmingham. We'll get there. We go down the table in order. So it's Coventry, then QPR, then Cardiff, then Bournemouth, then Birmingham. You have to wait a few more games, I am afraid, to talk about that. Mauling, Birmingham, handed out for Luton. Coventry 2, Reading 1 is our next one. You can see Coventry up there in 4th position. 3 wins out of 4 for Cov. And you talk about Forest losing tight games. Coventry are winning tight games, aren't they? And they won another one very, very late on. What does that say? 90 plus 8. They've had a 98th winner, 8th-minute winner, 96th-minute winner. I was just going to say, put your hand up if you were at the game. Alistair, yeah, he was in the away end. They're not happy. Put your hand up if you're at the game. Let me know how it went. Here are the teams. Moore, Darbo, McFadzean, Hyam, Matson and De Costa, Sheaf, Hamer, O'Hare, Waghorn, Gilchrist. Starting to look like a spine there developing, isn't it? Moving from last year's team to this year's team for Cov. For Reading, they look like they're trying to replicate last year's team and not quite managing it yet. Raphael in goal, Yaden, Morrison, Moore, McIntyre, Rinamota, Laurent, Aziz, Swift, Deli Bashiru, Puskas up top for them. They are missing Zhao, Ejaria, Maite. I mean, let's not mention Elise because, look, they can miss him all they like. He's not going to play for them because he's gone to Palace, but you know what I'm saying. Here are the goals. One player who is turning up is John Swift, who started the season brilliantly, hasn't he? There he is in a sandwich there. Darbo and anyone name the blur? Is it McFadzean behind there? I can't tell from the blurry picture. Coventry fan will tell me. Down goes Swift. And I think, what is that? 3 goals, 2 assists already for Swift, who is like a numbers machine at the moment, playing brilliantly to start this season. Loads of goal contributions for the excellent John Swift. But with that lead, they don't win the game, Reading. Here comes Jamie Allen. That's a good finish, that actually. That's right in the corner, through the gap. I think, look, get your comments in. I think Raphael looks bad, but I think it's a good bit of, I think we might be in 2 things can be true territory here. Good finish, and maybe he could have done more there. And here is the winning goal, and that is a good finish. I'll give you that. But look, Reading players appealing for offside, down on their knees. The ball finds its way over to Matt Godden, and he slides that in really good composure for a 98th minute strike. That one, and Coventry get the victory. Well played, Coventry. And look at the numbers again. God, I thought we had a lot of goals this weekend. Could have had even more with all these shots. Look, 25 shots, 7 on target, 10 corners to 2, 3 big chances to 1. So, and again, comment if you're at the game. You'd know more than me about it. Does look like a viable win, but when is a 98th minute win ever a viable win? There's always a certain amount of chance leaving it that late, but the numbers stack up for Coventry for sure there, don't they? I'd be interested to see what Reading fans have to say about that. 9 points for Cov, brilliant. 4th, they are starting very, very well. We hoped for their sake they might be able to improve into mid-table. They're much higher at the moment. Reading, 3 defeats in 4 and only a win over Preston. The only points scoring game. 9 conceded as well. Is that the worst in the division? God, Reading have the worst goals against record in the division. Yeah, that speaks volumes, I think, doesn't it? Matt, who actually very disrespectfully bullied me into predicting a Coventry win here. And he'll be glad I did, because I was right. There we go. 2 super subs from Robbins, the next super sub himself. Strong championship squad now. The way Reading plays embarrassing. Having the goalkeeper stroll up to halfway line to take a free kick. 2 minutes over, throw in. Oh, well, there you go. Damien's views. No relegation worries for Cov this year. Mid-table easily. Another very late winner at the Rico. My heart can't take it anymore. 44 shots in the last 2 games. I wonder how many of them Callum O'Hare created. Goodness me. Alistair, flat performance from Reading apart from 10 minutes before and half-time. From set pieces, we were crap. Need to win against Huddersfield at the weekend. We are playing fantastic football, Nathan. Deserved the win overall. Sheaf looks like a new player. Yeah, that was an interesting one, Sheaf, wasn't it? Because he signed up full-time and Coventry fans were a little bit like, oh, really? He didn't impress massively last season on loan, but hey, good for him. Mark Robbins subs fantastic. Both ended up scoring. That always looks good, wasn't it? Ethan was there. Good Cov performance. Reading time wasting for it again. I can't speak to that. I wasn't there, but there we go. Good to see Matty Godden back fit. Oof, you love to see it. Right, thank you, you lot. Let's move on to QPR 2, Barnsley 2, which I'm sure plenty of you watched because it was on Sky at 12:30 on Saturday lunchtime. I kind of had it on in the background. I didn't pay that much attention to it, but from what I was hearing, Barnsley were away and done, and QPR were dead and buried within about 40 minutes of this one. But it ends 2-2. You can see there 2 goals, double substitution, which I can see has already come up in the comments, on 36 minutes, and the third one on 46. So give Warburton some credit. He didn't just stand there and do damage limitation. He tried to make the change, and it worked. There's your Barnsley team there. Collins, Civic, Hellick, Kitching, Styles, Britton, Palmer, Benson, Adur, Woodrow, Freeser. Again, no Morris. 2 Belgian lads trying to get out of quarantine or get the visa sorted, etc., etc. So look, good that Benson's in there, but that's not the final Barnsley team for this season, is it? I'd be interested to hear Barnsley fans' perspective on this one, having played so well so early in the game and not got the 3 points. Half full or half empty? How's your glass, Barnsley fans? Dieng, Dickey, De Vries, Barbe, Kake, Thomas. Doesn't last long. Johansson, Dazelle, I know all about him. Doesn't last long. Chair, Willock, Austin gets the start. No suspension for Charlie Austin. And please do check out Neil Warnock on Jim White's show on TalkSport, talking to some referees group representative. Warnock in fine form as he has been all season. And Barnsley were in fine form in this one, for goodness sake, weren't they? Now, this is an underrated finish, isn't it? Sorry, I hate the word underrated. This is a really good finish by Miss Dom Freeser, isn't it? He hasn't got a lot of time to hit that. Offside trap is rubbish from QPR there. The wing-back's playing him on, isn't he? And he gets his knee over it, hits it on the half volley, catches Dieng out. It's a good goal, that, by Freeser. That was just about the only finish he could probably pull off from there, other than the larrup into the roof of the net, which is even trickier, I would suggest. Second goal's really good as well. I think, was it Benson dinked it over the top? You see Styles off the pitch there. He's laid that one absolutely on a plate for Woodrow. 2-0. Then we get the Dazelle and Thomas substitutions, and Jimmy Dunn comes in the second half. And here come the goals. Really good one from Ilias Chair, tight to the touchline. Great dribbler, Chair. I think his dad followed me on Twitter the other day. See if I can tap him up for an interview there. Chair whips that one into the top corner. And late on, here is Charlie Austin. What did we say? You can check out the video when Austin signed. What do we say about Austin? He may not be able to run very much anymore, but if you give him big chances, he will score literally all of them. And he has, hasn't he? I know Lyndon Dykes has been good for QPR, but Austin can still be relied upon. If you stick a chance in between the posts, make the big chances for him, he will score them. And that is... It sounds simple, but there's a reason he's made lots of money and had a good career, Charlie Austin. He's been able to do that. Get your comments in, guys. Numbers-wise, I guess the game of 2 halves. Big chances, 2-1 for Barnsley. And it could have gone 3, couldn't it, in the first half, I know from what I saw. But plenty of good numbers for QPR there with the 6 shots on target. There's the table. 8 points from 4 for Rangers. That meets my 2 points per game standard of excellence. Barnsley, I think, I haven't read the comments, I think their fans will be quite pleased with this game. I know they'll be disappointed to not get the win, but this is the first time we've seen Barnsley look really good this season. They did in the first half. But yes, I take the caveat that they did not get the win. Let's have a look at your comments on this one. And here, Barnsley created so many chances. They should have killed it before halftime. QPR, a good team. As soon as that first goal went in, momentum. Good teams do have momentum. What else are we saying? James, lack of depth in the squad really on show here. Palmer and Benson were outstanding. Looking forward to seeing how Benson pans out. That's very Barnsley-esque signing. Fair play to Warburton for making all 3 chances. Yeah, you do have to be a bit brave to do that, and it wasn't fun for Andre Dazelle. Like Peter, I felt sorry for him as well. Really like the player, but yeah, there's been moments like this, hasn't there? Dearly Departed, we will get it done, Mr. Testosterone. I promise we will get Dearly Departed done. It may go out tomorrow, though. Kake was awful in the wrong position for both goals. So he played right wing back. When's Sam McCallum going to play for QPR? Barnsley did miss a few great chances second half, which they came to rue. Ryan, Barnsley played some great football. QPR looked threatening going forward every game and always going to score. Definition, Steve, of a game of two halves. Right. All you Birmingham fans keep asking. 2 more to go, and then we'll talk about Birmingham winning 5-0, for goodness sakes. Cardiff 3, Millwall 1. I want to hear from Millwall fans because they were not happy in the Super Stream. QPR are on 2 points per game. Millwall are on 0.5 points per game. And Aidan Flint, for goodness sake, is the top scorer in the Championship. Wow. It never ceases to amaze us, doesn't it? Get your comments in, please. Put your hand up if you're at the game as well. There are your teams for Cardiff 3, Millwall 1. The game that always ends in a draw. Only this time, it didn't end in a draw. Sorry, don't want this coffee to go cold. Phillips in goal for Cardiff. Morrison, Flint, Nelson. All those goals in that back three, ridiculous. Bagan, Sang, Pack, Rules, Harris, Kiefer Moore starts. But we had in the comments, there's linked with Wolves, interestingly. Ruben Coyle gets to start down the right-hand side as well. For Millwall, Bialkowski, Ballard, Wallace, Cooper, Malone, Romeo, Evans, Keefton, Bell, Saville, Wallace, and Afobe. And I suppose that's the worry for Millwall fans. That's the best team. And it makes sense on paper, but it's not working on the pitch at the moment for these opening games. Get your thoughts in, Cardiff fans, Millwall fans. We'd love to hear from both of you. And here is the goal machine, Aidan Flint. We need to say a couple of great crosses from Ryan Giles for both of Flint's goals. There he is, powering that one in. His third of the week. And this one's even better, actually. Look at that, just dominant on the back post. And just too close in for Bialkowski to be able to make the save. Flint, 4 goals in 2 games. Unbelievable scenes. Here is Sean Morrison. And my apologies. Where is Benica Phobe's goal? Sorry, we've got it. There he is. One bright spark there for Millwall, I guess, that Benica Phobe has now got 2 goals and is moving as a goal scorer that they've been lacking. Phobe sticks that in right-footed. And yeah, there is Sean Morrison. And again, the season of the long throw, that's poor though, isn't it? Fair enough. The ball bounces about. You can get unlucky, but throw in, first contact and straight into net. I know Morrison. Look, I happen to think Morrison's actually more dangerous from attacking set plays than Flint. Maybe that's why Flint's scoring so many, but he's been one of the best in the division. And yeah, Millwall fans, well, we'll see in the comments, will not be happy with that. Here are the numbers. Not too much in it. I'm sure the big chances are all going to be from set plays, etc. 3-1 in terms of the big chance count. Cardiff and Mick, 2 points per game. And again, I don't care whether you play 2 games or 25, 2 points per game works for me as decent. Yeah, context put to one side. Binary, 2 points per game is good. Millwall have 2 points from 4 games, 2 straight defeats. The natives are restless. Don't take my word for it. Any of them in the comments? Let's have a look. What are we saying here? Yeah, rumours that Keith Moore could be moving to Wolves. Honestly, that would be such a great story. I know Cardiff fans won't want to see him go, but just that incremental climb up to the Premier League, wouldn't that be fantastic? Kelsey at the game as a Cardiff fan, let me know what you thought. Aidan Flint, unreal in the air. Certainly. David, not panicking yet with the injuries we have. Should try a back 4. Get Mahoney in. Rowett sets up not to lose. Great until you go behind. We've said that has been an issue, hasn't it? It looks amazing when Jed Wallace is banging them in from 20 yards and sneaking the 1-0s. All of Cardiff goals have been headed. They are dominating it in the air, aren't they, Cardiff? Marlon Pack, Giles, with the ammunition, and Flint and Morrison and Moore. Oh, Nelson. Doesn't mention James Collins either. As well. Goodness me. Sean Morrison was great on loan for Huddersfield years ago, been a forward. He's a good player, Sean Morrison, isn't he? Not looking forward to the South Wales Derby this year with how Flint is playing. Ben HD made a joke on the Championship 365 show about the difference in styles between Cardiff and Swansea. At the moment, the South Wales Derby is looking like possibly 2-0 to Cardiff, but Swansea with 92% possession or something like that. Any more? I want to hear from some Millwall fans here. John, typical Rowett sets up not to lose. Mid-tablish in the end. Wolves want 7 million. It's a tricky one, isn't it? Hey, you'd imagine Cardiff in a quite strong position negotiating-wise. I don't want to talk about Sean Morrison twerking. What is he doing? Deary me. Not the best team. Swap Evans for Mitchell. Leonard Wallace. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Not the best 11. Hutch and Mac out for 6 weeks. Okay, let me take that back. What I was saying was the system is what he wants to play, and the players fit the system that are on the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, fair comments about from you Millwall fans. 5 years younger, and Keith Moore would be a 25 million quid striker. He is the hybrid, isn't he? A bit pace, good in the air, good finishing now. Mark, we are such a horrible team to play against, playing to our strengths. We have plenty of weaknesses. Fair enough. Fair enough. Only team match him in the air. Yeah, Birmingham, Cardiff. That's going to be fun. Pedersen, Roberts, Dean, Jukovic, Gardner, etc., etc. Outplayed by Fulham, outmuscled by Cardiff. What could be worse? Well, let's move on. What could be worse? Giving away a 2-goal lead at half-time to a newly promoted team. That is what Bournemouth did. But let's say well-played Blackpool, who I thought were dead and buried in that one. Get your comments in. Bournemouth 2, Blackpool 2. Hands up if you were at the game as well. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear from all of you, but especially if you're a Bournemouth fan or a Blackpool fan on this one. Here's your Bournemouth team. Trevor's still no sign of Woodman arriving there yet there. He's still playing for Newcastle, actually, isn't he? Metham, Ibsen, Rossi, Kelly, and Zamira across the back. Billing, Kilkenny, Stanislas returns, but I can see a little red cross by his name there. Hope that's not bad news. Brooks back from suspension. Solanke and one of my favourites so far this season, Jaden Anthony down the left. Maxwell in goal. Bang, bang, Maxwell, silver hammer. Connolly, Ekpitata, Husband, Garbett, Bowler, Dougal, Ward, Anderson, John Jules and Yates. And finally, we get a goal for Jerry Yates and that Blackpool front two that haven't been firing. I tell you what, Dom Solanke was firing in the first half. Comments in on this one. You're going to conclude bad defending here, but really well taken goal by Solanke. I know the Blackpool fans will say, Ben, he shouldn't be scoring from there, get the block off, make the save, but it is very direct and good play by Solanke, who's going to be looking at another 15, 20 goals this season. I think he's already up to 3 because here he is again across the near post, nods that one in. And as I said, Blackpool looked dead and buried at 2-0 against one of the parachute teams, but fair dues. Here is, who puts that in? Husband? Just prods it in from the set play. You can see it's gone loose. He's just about to stuff that one in. And then penalty alert. Who's that making the foul? It's Ibsen Rossi, isn't it? Who's in all kinds of the wrong position there. It is, however, you can see, I think we're all okay with that, a deliberate attempt to play the ball. Therefore, the denial of the obvious goal scoring opportunity is not punished via a red card. It is, and this is why that rule's been brought in, is punished by a goal, though. Jerry Yates, who we had very high hopes for after last season, gets his first goal of the season from the spot. And Blackpool get themselves a very, very useful point in this one. Let me know your thoughts on it. 2 big chances apiece, 5 corners apiece, 5 shots on target apiece. Okay, the possession's well in Bournemouth's favour, and the game was well in Bournemouth's favour at 2-0, but it is what it is. I think Bournemouth fans will be happy on the 2 points per game. Although, have they drawn both their home games, Bournemouth? Have they won a home game? Did have a home game in midweek, didn't they? Or did they? No. So no wins at home yet for Bournemouth. So if they can in any way match up that away record, they'll be looking very, very good. Blackpool, okay, slowly but surely, strikers are scoring 2 points. They need a win, don't they? They need a win at some point. If you look at those numbers, if they can get a win in the next 3 games, then they have a minimum of 5 points from 7 games and can start to try and they may be chasing Blackpool here, the 45 to survive the 10-year average number. But some positives and certainly the character to come back will be very, very good news. Sean, you legend. I've literally just emptied out the coffee cup, but I would drink to you. €10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friends. Will, credit to Blackpool. They turned up second half and we didn't. An important lesson to be learned. By the way, Sean, that's probably the 50th super chat he's given me. So kind. Thanks so much, Sean. Unreal from Blackpool. Great comeback. Cherries ruined my acca. I bet they got a few of them there, Blackpool, didn't they? We'll try and avoid the idiots singing the nasty songs and keep that in the stadium, of course. Alfonso. Matthew, Bournemouth on top first half. Chance to make it 3-0, 1-on-1. Didn't take it. Game changed in 3 crazy minutes. Lucky first for Blackpool. Inexperience for Ibsen Rossi. That's the champ for you. Absolutely. A Fulham-type result for Parker here. I'll agree with that. Same angle as the one scored against the Blues midweek. Yeah, true that is, actually, isn't it? Didn't see the game highlights. This screams Bournemouth taking their eye off it. Yeah, agreed. Maybe an ugly win for the less expensive squads. Just staying in the Championship, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. Great point for Blackpool. Parker tends to drill these type of games when they should have them killed off. Few people making that point. Must be something in it. Keogh better not play another game this season. Egg potato in. Maybe. I think it's more to do with an experience of the squad. Allowed that. Cahill and Cook. You've got plenty of players out, Blackpool. I will give you that one. For sure. Right. Loads of people have been asking for us to talk about Luton 0, Birmingham 5, which we're going to do right now. And what a win. Is there anyone in the known universe, can we find out, that had a bet on Luton 0, Birmingham 5? Yes, I accept that Birmingham, great avoiding relegation last season, great away win at Sheffield United. But 5 goals, really? I'm not having it. I don't believe it. What a performance against a good Luton team that I think someone was saying, I can't forget which team it was. Luton, you just can't have a day off against Luton, can you? They beat everybody who turns up and takes them lightly, don't they? And Birmingham beat them 5-0. Unbelievable. There's your Luton team. Let's just put that out. QPR forever. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Ben. Have a good one. Thank you so much, QPR forever. Very, very, very kind. Slugar in goal for Luton. Kioso, Lockyer and Naismith. Bell, Bree, Mpanzu, Campbell, Musgrave, Cornick and Adebayo. So Nathan Jones sort of sticking with that 3 at the back that had won in midweek up at last year's 5th place side, Barnsley. Yes, I know Barnsley are different this year than last year personnel-wise. Here's your Birmingham team. Sarkic, Roberts, Dean, Pedersen, Bella, Colin, Woods, Sunic, Jutkovic, Hogan, Chong. Now, this looks very interesting because if Lee Bowyer can pull this off tactically all season, he's essentially got 2 different formations at once, hasn't he? Because if you click on the heat maps, if when they're attacking, he can get Bella forward and Chong, who drifts out wide right, and then the front 2, he can have the benefit of a 4-4-2 attacking, 2 wingers and 2 forwards, plus then the benefit of wing backs and a back 3. And so that could be an interesting watch for Birmingham if they can. And let's be honest, formations are getting that way now, where essentially there's 3, isn't there? Attacking, defending, and in transition now. And it's more complicated than just one formation per game. And I think Birmingham might be attempting to pull that off this season. Let's rattle through these goals. Mark Roberts, who normally supplies the ammunition with those long throws, rising up and banging that header in. Great cross by Chong. We'll talk about him in a minute. I think he's out of the picture there. And Scott Hogan, brother, who gets a lot of stick from Birmingham fans. But as soon as he scored, all the Birmingham fans were saying, you watch, he's a streaky player. He'll score again. He does. Look, we can look at the freeze frame there. Look at that Birmingham fan just behind the goal in the yellow there. He knows that's going in. But look at Chong on his backside. A lightning break from Taif Chong. to dribble that one down the pitch. I think it's Mpanzu knocks it across, and it's easy for Hogan to stick it in. 3-0, and you know you're having a good day when Gary Gardner comes on and swings one top bins from there, doesn't he? I mean, unbelievable. Luton fans are probably thinking, what is happening here? And then, bit of a scrambly one, but Chuck Sanike sticks that one in for 5-0. And what a bad day for Luton and what a great day for Birmingham. Let's have a look at the numbers. And I mean, okay, the one stat you can look on and say that is a little bit weird is 3 big chances to Luton and no goals. Should have probably got on the score sheet. But look, Birmingham had 20 shots, 9 on target and 4 big chances. It's a very good performance by Birmingham. And I suppose if you're a Luton fan, you hold your hand up and you say, lightning in a bottle day for Birmingham. And everything went right. Everything went in. And Chong outstanding. Hogan sticking the goals in. Threat from set plays. Boom. 5-0. Wow. Birmingham have only scored 6 goals this season. 7 points for Blues. Luton, patchy. Win-loss, win-loss. But the other loss was against West Brom away, and lots of teams are going to lose away to West Brom. So I think Luton will reset fairly quickly. And I wouldn't necessarily be piling on this result for projecting either team's season, but you'll certainly take it were you a Birmingham fan. So lucky to have Chong. He looks fantastic, doesn't he? Taif Chong. The only worry for Birmingham fans, I don't want to rain on your strawberries here, is does someone try and pinch him in January for another loan? He looks so good, but it would do him good to stay all season. Chong, he looks absolutely brilliant. Doesn't he? Right, what else are we saying? Danny, haven't scored 3 goals in around 60 games, and then you get 5. Won't get any complaints from Hogan, from me, brother. MM's back. We muted him the other day, and then we blamed him for being Gary. MM is not Gary, so sincerest apologies. MM, welcome back, my friend. Are people going to take us seriously now? Perhaps. I don't see you. I don't know how many more times you're going to win 5-0 away from home, but you got to take it when it's there. Brilliant stuff. Lee Bowyer, 5-star performance. I'm very interested to see if he can do the double formation. But we saw Scott Parker try to do that at Fulham using Bobby Reid in essentially 2 positions in the same game. John Chong, different class. Looks it, doesn't he? Jones brought on an early sub to counter and failed instantly. John, I'll talk to you on DM later about his position because I'm fascinated about this. First time this season we're able to be more attacking considering we've had, that's a good point, hard games for Birmingham so far. 8 goals conceding, 3 for Luton. Yeah, not good, but a 5 will do that, won't it? Unbelievable performance. Should have been 7 or 8. Won't be too greedy, though. Chong is Premier League quality. Nice to see Hogan get a couple. Let's see how good he is if he stays fit. Chong I mean, we outlined him in the very first game. We were like, oh, he looks a player, but yeah, this is a bit of a coming out performance for Taith Chong for sure. We'll enjoy watching him for the rest of the season. Right. Sheffield United 1, Huddersfield 2. The disastrous start continues for the Blades. Really, really eager to hear from Sheffield United fans. It's not all about Sheffield United. There are 2 teams on the pitch. Great win for Huddersfield. 2 wins in a row. But I am going to go back to Sheffield United because I said this game's a good barometer for are they going to knock down Huddersfield and start performing? In which case we all sit here and say, okay, better squad, parachute team, you know, and as much as it's annoying to hear if you're a Huddersfield fan, resources-wise, Sheffield United should beat Huddersfield at home. It's not that simple. It's the Championship. Or are we going to get the situation where there's some kind of win for Huddersfield and we're all thinking, oh, Blades are in a mess here. Not only did we get that win, but we got it in such a way, it just couldn't be more disastrous, equalising in the 92nd minute and then conceding again in the 94th minute. So big story developing. And again, well done, Huddersfield. It's a great win for Huddersfield. But of course, there has to be a focus on this dreadful Sheffield United start as well at the same time. There are your teams. Verrips one bad game, well, awful game. Literally dropped one and couldn't defend any of the throw-ins at West Brom, could he? Fotheringham in. Basham, Egan, Davies. Wilder is gone, but the back three is back for Jukanovic. Baldock, Norrington, Davis, Berger, Norwood, Fleck, Brewster and McBurney. Remember, Blades went into this game with 0 goals on the score sheet as well. For Huddersfield, Nichols, Pearson, Sarr, Levi, Coyle is going to get the winner. Excuse me. Sorba Thomas, who keeps getting rave reviews, although the SofaScore algorithm doesn't like his performance there. But let's not get emotional about that. Turton on the other side. High Hog, O'Brien back in there. Karoma and Danny Ward. And there aren't going to be any goals in this until the 75th minute. And Karoma, I think he gets a couple of goes at this, doesn't he? And on the second go, you can see he's going to stick that in to Fotheringham's right. It's one of those, isn't it, where if you don't get the block, you know it's probably going in from that proximity and the keeper's going to see it. I don't know whether it goes through the legs or what, but who cares from a Huddersfield point of view? It went into the back of the net. Here's a classic Billy Sharp goal. He spins and sticks it into the back of the net in the 92nd minute. And at this point on the Super Stream, we're all thinking, they've scored, some confidence now, and they'll go on and get some results now, Sheffield United. No, absolutely not. And it's just disastrous, isn't it? I mean, this is in the 94th minute. And who is that? Is that McBurney on the edge of the box? And look, I don't want to beat up on anyone for not tracking runners or whatever. But if Cole's not going to stick that into the back of the net from 6 yards on the 94th minute, Fraser Campbell's in there as well. And just disaster after disaster for Sheffield United. And in it goes for a late defeat. Let's have a look at the numbers. Oh, God. Look at that. 70% possession again. 16 shots to 6 on target to 3. And then look at the big chances. It's just not working. 1 big chance to 2. Oh, dear. Look. Let me read the league table and then I'll give you my caveats. And I can see 40 comments have come through. Huddersfield, brilliant. 2 back-to-back victories there. 6 points for Huddersfield. And they'll be very happy. They got Preston and Sheffield United this week and they punished them. And 2 victories there for Huddersfield. Sustainable? Not sure. Not sure yet. But they're over 1.5 points per game. Good 2 games for Huddersfield. Well played, the Terriers. And again, apologies if we go in Sheffield United centric, but look, they are 23rd now. They've finally scored a goal, but they've conceded 7 and they've only got 1 point. So horrendous. Right. Here's what I want to say about Sheffield United. I do like Jukanovic. I do like a lot of the players. There is some chance that it will turn. We have seen situations like this before where a team is heavy possession-wise and they don't score any goals and they keep losing games. Sometimes it turns if given time. And if it turns in the right way and you're dominating possession, creating more chances, you will move up the table quickly. Whether we're into a losing mentality thing or a confidence crisis or they've forgotten how to win or they need to refresh Wilder's team or Wilder's just impossible to replace after the 4 years and the lightning in the bottle, I don't know. We'll find out all of that stuff. They're all just theories. Can't say for definite now because I haven't got a crystal ball, but certainly it's a hugely bad start. 1 point from 4 with that squad and a year 1 parachute payment. It's not where you would expect them to be at all. Anyway, I've said enough. Let's have a look and see what your comments are here. God, there's absolutely tons of them. They're doing I don't think they'll do a Sunderland. Remember, Sunderland had a wanton leaving owner who banked the parachute money and let them rot and fall through the trapdoor, didn't they? Losing against this Huddersfield squad with that squad is absolutely inexcusable. First goal for Sheffield United, if you want to take a positive, absolutely. Good. I'm glad we got some Huddersfield comments because I know it gets annoying when you focus on the, quote, bigger story. But great win for Town. Players showed real determination to win the game. Hopefully there's more to come. Fulham aside, we've been better defensively, but if O'Brien goes, he's linked with Leeds, isn't he? We are in trouble. Brewster and Burke made available from... Brewster made available for loan. Wow. Incredible. Sheffield United are in trouble. Well, they are. If they don't sort this out for sure. Need something to fix their rot. That sounds like a win, doesn't it? And then you hope that things change. But it really, really is a rot, isn't it? Unless there's huge turnover in players, so Jukanovic can play the way he wants. I see a tough season. Simply don't create chances. Don't worry, Adlen Guediura is going to... I must admit, 1889 Blade, I did see that transfer link and think exactly the same. Well, they say in wrestling back in the 90s, that's going to put butts in seats. Yeah, exactly. Norrington Davis should have gone back to Stoke. We'll see. Jared, better performance. Good to see Sharp scoring 250 league goals. Ridiculous. Switched off on the equaliser. I believe we are building, hopefully, the keeper situation. I appreciate a Blades fan with some positivity because it's tricky at the moment. It's really, really tricky. Jack, I think the Sunderland comparison is unfair. I think the Ellis Short was just done and he didn't care if they went down. He just wanted to bank the parachutes and sell on, didn't he? And unfortunately, they were bought by some ridiculous owners, weren't they? Lee, Ben, we don't often disagree, but I really don't want Jukanovic here. It's shameful. Lee, well, we're not disagreeing, my friend. You are perfectly entitled to your opinion, and I do totally respect your opinion as a Blades fan. And the results are terrible. I think where you're saying perhaps we disagree is I'm not saying it will turn. It might not. He might be sacked by October. I'm saying it could turn. I know you don't believe that it could turn either, do you? So look, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there. Hopefully it will turn. But hey, you do get to a position, sometimes maybe the position Lee is in, where you almost want the new broom. But I think I've seen enough from Jukanovic over the years to think he can do it. But sometimes it's just wrong time, wrong place. And Chris he has had some short spells in jobs before. Sometimes if you're the wrong guy, you're the wrong guy, and you have to move on. Don't you? There we go. Ridley, think the players are at the end of their cycle. Well, they did a great job to get them up. And remember, the bar was set ridiculously high by Wilder. But let's be honest, we're not expecting them to be ninth in the Premier League. We're expecting them to be halfway up the table in the Championship with a new manager bedding in, not 23rd, are we? So need a squad refresh. That will take time for sure. Right. There we go. I think we were fair and even-handed. I think we gave Huddersfield enough credit as well, didn't we? Because it is very, very annoying when you've won the game, but you're seemingly not the bigger story. But it is what it is. Well done, Huddersfield. And let's keep an eye on Sheffield United and see how things progress there. Where are we going next? Derby 0, Borough 0. Hang in there, guys. We're coming up the hour. We've got 3 to go, and then we'll do team of the round and goal of the round. Derby 0, Borough 0. Another perfectly serviceable result for Derby, who I'm sure the Derby fans every week, they're over a point per game, will be perfectly happy, providing no injuries are occurring to that very small squad. Roos in goal for Derby, Byrne, Jagielka, Davis for Scythe, Shinnie, Bird, Sibley, Morrison, Yoshviak, Bulldog. We keep saying about Derby, the first team is okay on paper, and with consistency, no bad injuries, and no chaos, or no more chaos than there has been. When do the accounts go in? It's tomorrow, isn't it? No more chaos. That could be the next load of chaos. Whatever the accounts come out and whatever the EFL say, that they could stay up. But yeah, you're never too far from a bit of chaos at Derby, and in the Championship, you're never too far from a couple of annoying injuries to key players. Borough, Lumley in goal, Peltier, McNair, Fry, Boller, Morsey, Tavernier, Crooks, Jones and Dykester. Was that really the midfield? I make that 2 wingers, a fullback, a number 10 in the midfield there. Strange one. That one, obviously, Morsey sat behind them as a central midfielder. Igpezu up top. Not much in the way of stills I've got for you on this one, guys, but decent looking chance there. Who's that? Max Bird Doesn't quite manage to find the far corner like Dom Solanke managed to. And big chance, headed chance on the back post there. Johnny Howson off the bench maybe could have stuck that one in. Stick your hand up if you're at the game and let us know if you've got better insight than I probably have. And let's be fair, you probably do if you were there. Tight one, look, 52-48 possession, 11-9 shots, 4-3 on target. One big chance to 0. Not much in it. You would have said it was a tight win if either side had won on the basis of those numbers. Again, I will defer if anyone puts their hand up and was at the game and can tell me any differently. 5 points for Borough and 5 points for Darby. I'll reiterate what I said. Darby will be happy with, I'm sure. If you'd have given Derby fans 5 points from the first 4 games with all the nonsense going on in the close season, they would have probably all gone, yep, fine, that'll do. Let's aim towards 45 points and sort the club out. For Middlesbrough, they'd have wanted it to be more like 6 where Luton are or 7 where Huddersfield, Blackburn and Birmingham are. Just the consistency not quite there. There's potential, particularly with Isaiah Jones and Matt Crooks in as the 10 and Nick Payzu. It's not quite going yet for Warnock and Borough. I think you would agree. Let's see what you guys are saying on the chat here. Any Derby or Borough comments? So Ridley's Derby fan, isn't he? I know we've already read that one out. There we go. I can answer that. Will Sheffield United retain second-year parachute payments? Yes. Sunderland received a £35 million year 2 parachute payment whilst in League One. I think it was given straight to Ellis Shaw in part of the what do you call it? The where you leave somewhere, the exit deal. But they did receive it. So yeah, if you are relegated, you could essentially get a £15 million parachute payment whilst you're in League 2 if you manage to do a double relegation. But hey, we will find out. Rooney believes the embargo will be lifted. They need it, don't they? Callum was at the game. There we go. 0.8 fair result. Derby solid start. We can bring in a few more players. Just need a bit of depth now. It's not like they're going to go out and sign whoever they used to. Vidra or Waghorn or Lawrence for loads of money. But just need a bit more depth now, equivalent to what they've got, and they should be okay. Jack, I have to say, really impressed with Rooney. Lots of managers in his position would walk away. Look, Rooney's on a massive contract, so he won't walk away. But I do agree that sorry, if I had some super chats, I'll scroll up in a minute. Sorry if I didn't see them. Let me know in the chat if I've missed any super chats, by the way. There is the Rooney derangement syndrome where people just say ridiculous things that are nonsense just because he's Rooney and he's so famous. I'll reiterate what I've said many times about Rooney and Darby. Show me a manager who'd have them any higher than... look, okay, maybe another manager would have had them closer to the middle last season, but show me a manager who'd get them anywhere near the top of the table this season, for sure. If Rooney keeps Darby up this season, has to be praised. Of course he does. Yeah, absolutely, of course he does. Agree with Warnock, so people are overstating the problems at Darby. I don't think they're overstating the off-pitch problems. There is utter chaos, but the squad is okay, isn't it? If he can keep them on the pitch. It's small, but it's okay. Paul, Derby was the better team first half. Borough better the second draw. A fair result. Derby would have lost this type of game last year. Certainly would have lost it in the run-in last year. Hamza, I'm late, so watching from the start. Here's a gift. Thank you very, very much. Did I miss any super chats? I do apologise most sincerely if I did. I think I got them all. If you gave me a super chat and I didn't put it up, I'm very, very sorry. Just let me know. And there you go. Shaylee says thank you. Hopefully Enid is sleeping. Shots. First half it was all Derby. Had some great chances. Second half, Borough came out different side. Could have scored despite Derby having good shots. So I think you guys are agreeing with me. Fairly even stuff. Right, 2 to go. We're nearly there. We are nearly there. Where can I get a super hat? There you go, Shay. Never make a typo in here. You're going to get rinsed, darling. Right, Bristol City 0. Swansea 1. I can tell you all about this game because I did it as the watch along on Friday. But you don't want to hear from me, do you? Get your thoughts in the chat. Hands up if you were at the game as well. We love to hear from you if you were in the stadium, especially now they're open again. Lovely stuff. There is your Bristol City team. Bentley, Simpson, Callas, Atkinson, De Silva, Masengo, James, Pring, Vyman, Scott. Signed a new contract, hasn't he? Good news for City. Martin up top. For Swansea, Bender, Latabodier, Manning, Cooper, Laird. First time I've seen him. Quite impressed, actually. Bidwell. I think the chat had him man of the match as well. Laird. I don't know who Sky had. Fulton, Grimes, Patterson, Cullen, and Joel Pirro, as predicted by us in the Football 365 piece, started and scored. Here is the goal from Pirro. A little bit of luck into the bargain because it hits the post, and look where it bounces back to. But then, nice, cool, calm. How's your technique? Just slide it into the empty net. Bentley's done, isn't he, out of position? And Pirro gives Swansea the win with that goal. Looking at the numbers, and we've been fascinated by Swansea's numbers, a little bit of a change. Look, only 54% on the possession. It's quite normal for them to be completely outshot, 15-8, only 5 shots to 4 on target. One big chance, though, to Bristol City, 2 to Swansea. That's where we do see the difference. There they are, tied up tight on 4 points apiece, 1 point per game for each. Bristol City transition, Swansea transition. I suppose it is below expectations for both, but it is what it is, and it's not below a point per game. My take on this was, and look, you tell me whether it's because of Bristol City not being very good or because of Swansea doing a decent job. But Swansea did shake a few perceptions I had about them. Although what I will say is if Chris Martin scores an absolute sitter on about 3 minutes, Swansea probably then open up and do lose the game. They conceded probably as many chances from trying to play out as I thought they would. But we did see the direct ball. We did see the switch of play out to Laird quite a few times. And by God, did they get more confident once they took the lead and got the goal. So could be a watershed moment for Swansea. But I still think you'll see a slow transition to where they're going. Bristol City, again, if they'd scored after 3 minutes, I think probably would have won the game. And that's easy to say. But I think that would have had a very different effect on Swansea, put it that way. Let's see what you guys are saying on the chat here. There you go. Shaylee can't type. She's got a baby in her other arm. One-handed. New range of merchandise. Super hats. I've got such a massive head. No hat fits on my head, for goodness sake. And he was at the game. Oh, surely he was happy to be back, weren't you, Annie, despite the result? Like a beanie with Leave Your Bias. I thought we can look at that. We can look at that. I had a few friends at the game. A local music festival. And there you go. Pritchard, first away game back. Can't think of a more perfect away day. Sky Grimes. Grimes was really good in the second half, actually. Wasn't he? Arkle, been watching Pirro since Reading Cup game. Movement, dribbling, shooting is fantastic. 22 is going to be a baller. Yeah, you just need to get 10, 15 games under his belt. And I think he'll score goals. Weren't he? Bristol City were good all game. For ugly goal, should have reacted. Yeah, you can pick that goal apart in about 20 different ways, can't you? Yeah, I thought Masengo was good, actually. Thought he was decent. Swans have a project they're building. Really like it. Really can't see where Bristol City are going or what they plan is. Russ Martin said he wasn't happy with the performance after the game, but he was happy with the result. Right, one more to go, and then we can do goal of the round. Everyone can argue between Moat and Timon, and then we can do team of the round as well. And it was a first win for Preston. Preston 1, Peterborough 0. Preston get the victory, and yeah, keeps them away from Sheffield United and Forest in the doldrums and the unhappy fans. I'm sure Preston fans are far from overjoyed with the start, but they'll be pleased with this win against the Posh. Iverson in goal, Story, Bauer back and scoring as well. Hughes, Earl, Vandenberg, Ledson, Whiteman, Johnson, all the names that end in N there. Maguire and Sinclair for Peterborough, who have been praising for their ability to come up from League One and put the ball in the net, aren't going to put the ball in the net in this game. Pym, Kent, Thompson, Knight, Butler, Ward, Norburn, Burrows, who we're keeping an eye on, looks great. Grant, Dembele, who scored the past couple of games. Clark Harris still hasn't scored in the Championship. The 31-goal League One striker. We're still waiting for the first one here. Get your comments in on this one. Peterborough losing at Preston. Put your hand up if you were at the game as well. And there is Pat Bauer with the only goal of the game, rising on the back post, similar to Flint, a little bit more narrow than his goal there. And yeah, Bauer rises, sticks in Ledson's cross, and Preston get the victory. Let's have a look at the numbers. Get your comments in. Looks like, well, what it looks like is a viable win. But look, maybe I need to revise what I said about Peterborough. They still did create the 2 big chances there. 4 big chances for Preston, though, is decent, and a clean sheet on top of that. 16 shots, 7 on target. I think Preston fans will be far happier than they have been in previous weeks. Peterborough, well, look, they've scored. They're projecting at the moment 46 goals and 46 points. I think they'll score more than 46 goals, I have to say. Will they get more than 46 points? You tell me in the chat. Preston are in that group of teams there below a point per game. But having lost the first 3, they'll be pleased to get a victory, and they'll be pleased that there are 4 teams below them. Still a lot for McAvoy to work on. Shaylee, if you can type with one hand whilst holding a Ben, nice northern word there. Do you fancy being Huddersfield's sub-keeper? There we go. I think she's probably 3 months away from regular first team action, but we'll put her up for the job. Bauer, key. Patrick Bauer being back is massive for Preston. Agreed. Kiefer going to Wolves. Says football with Brownie. Woof. Am I doing a super stream tomorrow night and a review on Thursday? There aren't games tomorrow night, are they? Or is it cup? I'll let you know, HFJ1, with your carrots in there, what we are going to do during the week. I think we're going to have the rest of the day. We will get Dearly Departed Premier League done as well, probably in time for tomorrow morning or something. Preston have the players to keep out of the bottom 3 with a striker who could shoot. Would have been 4-5-0, says Alex in there. Preston were nearly as bad as us midweek. Big improvement for both teams at the weekend. Woof, we've done it right. Are you ready for, and hold your thought, no one comment for the second. Goal of the round, and shall I say all 4, or should we just put it down to Timon and Mowat? Now, I was really interested in this because I thought Timon would win. But on my Twitter poll, Mowat won. So let me know what your goal of the week is. You can basically say Mowat for West Brom or Timon for Stoke. And let's not get emotional about it. Both were brilliant goals, weren't they? I also liked Chair's goal. I had one more. I can't remember the 4th one I had on my tweet. Gardner for Birmingham as well. But I think we're going to get lots of votes for Mowat and lots of votes for Timon. So let me know who your goal of the round is. Will it be Mowat, the left foot volley, brilliant early goal for West Brom? Will it be Timon with that incredible Stoke goal? Will it be Chair with the dribble and tight finish into the top corner? Or maybe Gary Gardner? Or maybe another one? Remember, don't vote for the team you support. It's very boring and transparent. We've banned it this season. So let me know who you think. I'm going to get into the comments and see how tight we are. Can someone count these up? Don't vote more than once either. I'm going to be very strict about the rules this season. Right, here we go. Can someone keep score, please? Mowat, Timon. I'll let you have it this week, MM. Chair, Timon, Gardner, Timon. Yeah, we'll do a transfer update as well, Chris, as well. Timon, Mowat, Timon, Mowat. I think it's with Timon at the moment. Gardner, Mowat, Timon, and Nike. Behave. Timon, Mowat, Gardner. Anyone connects my pronunciation, get in the bin. There we go. He didn't last long without being. Get lost. Gardner, Mowat, Timon. Right, I'm calling it. Yeah, I agree with Hamza. Alex Mowat's great, isn't he? He's got a great left foot. He bangs one in the top corner about every 10 games. But Josh Timon, goal of the round and a very surprising one. Let's now go to team of the round. Remember, only vote for your team unless you are really, really being honest. Don't just automatically vote for your team. Come on, we can do better than that. Right, winners, Fulham, West Brom, Stoke, Coventry, Cardiff, Birmingham. By the way, I'm going for Josh Timon as well. Huddersfield, Swansea or Preston. And let's be honest, standout ones in there. Huddersfield winning at Sheffield United. Birmingham won 5-0 away from home. I think I'm between those two, really. Huddersfield and Birmingham really are the two shouts for me. But we'll see what you say in the chat. Let's have a look. In the bin, brutal. I do not accept the premise, Hamza, that everyone should pronounce every word the same way. I think we should accept people saying words differently, being there's that many people and countries in the world. Anyway, I rant on about that a lot. Right, here we go. Oh, it's going to be Birmingham, isn't it? Do we need to go any further? There we go. Even Alfonso, the Huddersfield fan, saying Birmingham. Oh, look, I think it's a landslide. Is it? Yeah, Birmingham, stop the count. I think we will stop. Yeah, there we go. Unbelievable. Yeah, 5-0 away win. Birmingham are our team of the round. And I'll be completely honest, I had Birmingham as team of the round and I had Josh Timon as goal of the round. Worth, thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for saying hello to Enid. We had loads of birthday super chats early. I don't know what the schedule is going to be this week. I haven't even thought about it. I think we're going to go and chill out with Shaylee. I think we're getting a takeaway and some friends are coming over later. So look, honestly, without being soppy, I have been working from home. I haven't left the house. We've then had a child. Shaylee's only just had her first vaccination. I won't be leaving the house for another 2 months. So I really, really do appreciate the chat. I know it's YouTube and it's subscribers and all of that good stuff. But really, it does mean a lot, all the birthday wishes that you give me and, you know, the interaction each week. It really, really does. And I won't go any more soppy. So thank you very, very much for all the birthday wishes and saying hello to Enid at the start of the stream, although she just screamed down the microphone. So there you go. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the birthday wishes. God knows what the schedule will be, but we will be back. There will be Dearly Departed Premier League edition. There will be Dearly Departed League One edition. There will be the Football 365 video with Ben HD and Justin from Second Tier podcast. All of the regular shows. I don't know when exactly they'll be this week, but keep an eye on Twitter. Oh, Stephen, too kind. Thank you so much, Stephen. And he supports with Luca's sponsorship of the watch along shows as well. So thank you so much. And I will see you all when I see you. But don't worry, we will be back. Nappers will be back this week on the League One show. Hodgie will be back next week, so we don't need to do that. Dearly Departed will be here. We'll get it all done. In what order, I'm not entirely sure. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go and enjoy my birthday, and it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.